pitch competition. And so I'm super excited to introduce Brian Frank, who has helped me program this mini module, this last segue into happy hour. But I really encourage you to listen to these guys. They're going to be pitching their companies. We have a superstar lineup of judges, some of whom you probably know pretty well. So Brian, I'm going to introduce you, and you can bring the rest of the guys up. Brian Frank, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. I know I have the unenvious position of standing between you and alcohol, so I'll try and keep this as brief as possible, or there will be a riot. So a little bit about me. My name is Brian Frank. I've been 18 years in consumer tech, everything from building the Palm Pilot trios all the way up to building Twitter. And I've recently moved into food science and technology, where I'm an advisor for several of the companies that are here. I'm also an angel investor, and I'm actively raising a fund for food science and technology from creation to consumption. So if anybody here has friends with big checkbooks, come see me later. So recently, sales at restaurants and bars overtook spending at grocery stores, according to the US Commerce Department. This is the first time ever. So more and more people are spending their money outside of their home. So it's really interesting because I compare and contrast that to what Michael Pollan has said. And he said, eating at home is the easiest and surest way to live a healthy lifestyle. He's found that people eat healthier when they eat at home. So I'm really excited to bring all these startups up here because they're all trying to reinvent the ways that we think about eating or cooking at home, because I think that's really what's going to bring health and wellness to our world. The last thing I want to say about these startups, and then I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to introduce the judges, is we have an international set of startups here, which is amazing. When we put this call out for startups, we said, oh, well, we're going to get a couple people from the Bay Area, and we'll get a couple people from Seattle because we know them. But they're coming from all over the world. We have Germany represented, India represented, and several other places. We've had people from the East Coast. We have people from the West Coast. So innovation in this space is happening everywhere, and I want people to pay attention to what's going on in different parts of the world relative to food tech. And of course, my iPad time's out. So the first thing I want to do is I want to introduce our exceptional judges. So the first one I'd like to introduce is Eric Klein. So Eric is a partner at Lemnos Labs. Eric and I have had a long friendship from way, way back. Eric worked on the Palm Pilots with me as well. And Eric is a big hockey fan, so tease him about how bad his San Jose Sharks are doing right now. The next one I want to introduce is Ryan Vinyard. Ryan is the engineering lead at Highway 1. He is also the co-author of The Hardware Startup, a book to help entrepreneurs entering the hardware space. He enjoys camping and backpacking, and he recently found out how good, and I don't know what this is, fire-cooked cinnamon rolls on a stick are. You have to teach everybody how to do that. That sounds pretty good. The next person I want to introduce, she's been with you already here today, so you know and love her, Stacey Higginbotham. So Stacey is the senior editor of Fortune magazine. And she does an amazing dinosaur impression, but only if you buy her a drink or dessert. So people line up at the bar to get her a drink after this. I want to see that dinosaur impression. And finally, our last judge is Kenji Lopez, the managing culinary director of Serious Eats and author of the New York Times best-selling The Food Lab. If you haven't bought it yet, buy it now. Get on your phone, get on your tablet, buy it. This is a guy that taught me how to make my favorite food. I'm an East Coast kid. He deconstructed the Chick-fil-A sandwich. So anybody that's an East Coaster knows how important that is to our lives. So now I can make that at home. I thank you, Kenji. You have changed my life. So the way this is going to work is we're going to give every company 5 minutes to pitch. We're going to be really ruthless about cutting them off, so please don't be long. The judges will get about 3 minutes to question them. Then we'll roll right to the next one. The judges have a scoring card. They will score. We will tally that up, and we will announce a winner. And the winner gets some wonderful time from a bunch of our judges to help them think about their business plan, their hardware plans, how they're to build and scale their product. So let me start off with introducing someone that I met in Boston. It's the Sprouts.io team. Jenny is here from Sprouts.io. When it comes to growing plants at home, I have a black thumb. I kill everything I touch. So when we talk about having something that will help us grow healthy food at homes, I'm all for it. So I'm going to turn it over to Jenny here. Tell us about Sprouts.io.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brian. Hello. My name is Jennifer Bruton-Farah. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Sprouts.io. When I think of a delicious tomato, I remember the tomatoes that I grew in the garden as a child with my mother. They were delicious, they were fresh, and most importantly, we cared about them because we were involved in the process of growing them. Oftentimes today, our tomatoes no longer taste like this. because our food supply is designed to live for travel rather than for taste. And in the process, we lose all of the nutrients and flavor around the produce. On top of that, it's inefficient. For every one of those tomatoes we get in our home, another one is wasted along that supply chain. We use about 70% of our global fresh water for industrial agriculture, which is astonishing. And over the last 30 years, we've seen a 350% increase in diabetes rates. That's the case because people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, and frankly, why would they if they have no flavor? Sprouts.io brings you closer to that garden. We've designed a really easy-to-use, simple, soil-free system for growing indoors year-round, and it's all controlled through your mobile phone. We bring you closer to those experiences of sharing delicious produce with friends and family, and we call this experience personal produce. So personal produce allows people to reduce the resources to grow the produce by using only 2% of the water and 40% of the nutrients typically used in standard agriculture. And at the same time, because we're picking produce fresh off the vine, we actually increase the nutrition and in the process. And most importantly to us is creating a lifestyle around growing food, around having a beautiful system in your home that you want to share with your friends and your family, and making it really easy to just start growing, plug and play. So for those of you black thumbs, Sprouts.io is so simple to use. You can just insert the seed pod, the water, which has select seeds, nutrients, and growing medium, and you can automate how your plants grow, and it'll let you know when they're ready to harvest. And then, for those of us who want to be more involved in every intricate detail of how our produce is grown, you can actually customize your system, and it learns by growing with you. And we call this growing profiles. So Sprouts.io even meets the exacting demands of chefs who care about delicious, quality produce. It's designed to be used in the back of house and also beautifully designed to be used in the front of house as well. So while Sprouts.io looks simple, there's a lot of technology going on behind the scenes. We have patent pending technology initially developed at the MIT Media Lab with, sorry if you go back one, with wavelength tuned high efficiency LED lighting, plant imaging to look at your plant health. Not only is it cool to watch your plants grow, but also to check on the health. Additionally, we have our renewable seed pod, as I mentioned previously, which makes it really easy to just plug in and start growing. We also have our system as dishwasher safe, which is incredibly important, so it's easy to maintain. We take the fun back into growing your produce. Additionally, we've developed a hybrid system of growing, which we call hybrid hydroculture, both hydroponic and aeroponic growing. And we have our main control that has BLE connectivity and Wi-Fi connectivity to take all of the information about how your plants are growing in system through our sensors to our cloud database to analyze how best to grow your produce in system. And, as I mentioned, it's all controlled through your mobile phone. So this is an example of some of the aspects that you can control through your mobile phone, including a community of growers that can connect to one another and share information on how you can grow in system performance, of course, subscription for the seed pods that you can grow all different types of specialized produce in system, as well as a marketplace to purchase additional items and also share information on recipes and how to grow with others. So all of these benefits, year-round growing, knowing what goes into growing your food, a distributed network of people growing around the globe with Sprouts.io and sharing information about how they're growing, all of this is available through Sprouts.io. And being able to pick that produce fresh off the vine, that it's delicious and fresh, and you know what went into growing it because you were a part of the process. So jumping quickly into the market, we're at the intersection of three really interesting fields that are continuing to grow. Fresh produce is a $42.9 billion market, huge. Organic produce, 16.5, and food gardening, 3.5 billion. Of course, Internet of Things devices, as we know, and legal marijuana, which I won't get into. This is our customers. We've had 4,000 people sign up for beta testing on our site. We've already targeted them. And our team, which I want to just say this quickly, because they are fantastic. We're a group of misfits. We do software, hardware, we grow plants, we do everything, and we have incredible advisors to help us. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenny. Okay. So I'm gonna run the mic back and forth here. So first question from Stacey.
How much is the device? How much are the seed pods?
That is the big question. So we are pre-sales right now. We're working on our cost of goods. We haven't publicly announced our price point yet, but you can imagine us in the space of a higher end kind of espresso machine for your kitchen.
So this isn't the first in-home plant growing device. Can you tell me a bit about the existing market and what's going to differentiate yours?
So there are definitely other devices on the market currently. A lot of people come to us who have used Aero Garden or Tower Garden. All of those systems are not holistic. They don't basically use the kind of technology that we use. So we consider us as a holistic system for growing, and we incorporate technology that's typically reserved for industrial agriculture or greenhouses. We incorporate that into a full system that's easy for consumers to use.
And can you say what the growth in the existing market has been like?
So we've seen kind of, right now it's growing substantially. There was a point with some of those devices, like such as Aero Garden, where I think they kind of blew up the market and kind of differentiated their product too much, where it started to kind of go downhill. But in recent years, as I was mentioning with the food gardening, we've really seen that ramp up. And as all of us here know, food more and more, and especially gardening, is becoming a larger and larger area for exploration. Great.
Thank you, Jenny. Thanks, Sprouts.io. Wonderful job. So next team I want to bring up here is called Smarty Pans. And there's a lot of data to collect about what we're eating. And Smarty Pans is really unlock what's in the food that you're eating so you can make good decisions about what you put in your body. So I'd like to welcome Smarty Pans.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Prachi, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Smarty Pans. Before I begin, let me tell you how it all started. As a nutritionist, I come across people from all walks of life with different goals, but one thing in common. They're all struggling with their food. But no matter what your goal is, my golden rule of thumb for everyone is you bite it, you better write it. That's the only way you can understand your nutrition intake, make any changes, and see results. But here are some excuses I get to hear every day. I forgot what I ate last night. My phone died logging into my FitnessPal account. And I don't have time to standardize my recipes using measuring cups and spoons. And let's be honest, standardizing recipe to understand your nutrition intake or to just get that perfect taste and flavor, it is a tedious task. We realize this is a problem. We realize we need to make cooking more interactive, fun, and give the end user the ability to just understand the nutrition intake of the food they're cooking. And that's how Smarty Pans was born. Smarty Pans is a patent-pending technology that allows you to cook like a chef and track your nutrition like a pro. The way it works is really simple. As you're adding ingredients into the pan, you speak to the app and tell what ingredient you're adding. There are temperature and weight sensors inside the pan that allows our app to detail your recipe with all the instructions and also compute your calories and nutrition in real time. And with the press of a button, this data can go directly into MyFitnessPal, Fitbit, and also you can share your recipes with your friends. Now let's see how big the market is. Any industry requiring the standardization of recipes and calling for perfect nutrition information, Smarty Pans can come into play, ranging from federal regulation programs like schools, hospitals, colleges, restricted diets, sports nutrition, and so on. But to enter into the market, we are focusing on a very niche population, the quantified self. Quantified self movement is a huge movement that just started a few years ago and has developed into a $5 billion industry today, and is expected to be a $34 billion industry in the next 5 years. Those of you who don't know, quantified selfers are the people who track each and every aspect of their life to achieve their fitness goals. And after understanding the characteristics of our early adopters, we have also priced our pan very competitively at $189, and the app will be free to download. Down the line, we will be monetizing on the app from the data we collect through this app, which could be of great value to the likes of USDA, FDA, grocery stores, and food companies. As for the team, I'm a nutritionist with master's in clinical nutrition. I have experience working in the fitness industry as a nutrition counselor and also with the policymakers with USDA federal meal programs. Raul, he's a CTO, a tech guy with CMU grad and also has experience working with RIM. Igor brings in the 25 years experience as a mechanical engineer, and this is the core team responsible for bringing Smarty Pants into reality. We needed some experience, some help with bringing this product into the consumer level as a consumer product. And that's where our investors and advisors come into play. Jim Joseph, the ex-CEO of Oneida, Matt Wilkinson, whose company got acquired by Amazon, and Jochen Becker, the president of Marquardt Switches. What next for Smarty Pants? We will be launching our Indiegogo campaign in January to reach out to our target audience. If you're one of those, please visit our website at www.smartypants.io. Thank you.
So adding ingredients to a saute pan on a stovetop accounts for a very, very small percentage of the way I cook. How do you, you know, and as you said, if you want this to be effective, you have to keep track of everything. When I whisk together like a vinaigrette in a bowl, or I mix together pancake batter, like how is this going to help me keep track of those calories or that intake?
That's not cooked in the pan, you mean?
Yeah. If all I'm doing is saying, all right, now I'm adding shallots to the pan. Like I'm saying, the use case for this seems actually relatively small compared to the way most people cook realistically.
Sorry. So we are actually just, we are concentrating on the macronutrients, the calories, proteins, fat, and all that. But also, if you really want to break it down into the micronutrients, which we are calculating in real time, what you can do...
Sorry, that's not my question. My question is, what about for things that you don't cook in a skillet on a stovetop?
Well,
which is most things, I think.
Well, this is our first product. Down the line, we will be able to replicate the same technology into other, you know, kitchen appliances as well.
Smarty bowl. Yeah.
Smarty bowl.
Can you talk a bit about the sensor feedback cycle? Like you mentioned temperature sensors. So if you know my vegetables are burning, do I get a text message to tell me that, or does the pan do something to actively react to that situation?
So there is like two-way flow in on the user for users. People who are experienced cook, you can just use the our app as documentation. You know, like so you cook the way you want to. You change the temperature whenever you want to, and we will document it. But if you are a novice cook, and you can either select the recipes from our database, and we will guide you step by step. So we will tell you, yes, lower the temperature, you're burning your food.
Okay.
So how do you plan on reaching out to this quantified self subgroup? How do you market to them? How do you get to them?
I worked as a nutrition counselor, so I actually identified these early adopters through my clients, actually. And we will be reaching out to them through Indiegogo, our crowdfunding campaign.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Smarty Pans, everybody. Thank you. So earlier today, we heard a great presentation about the design of kitchens. And we all know about ergonomics in our offices and our workplaces with the fancy desks that can raise and lower themselves with really comfy chairs. But that really hasn't come to the kitchen yet. So Delsa is here to change all that and bring comfort and convenience to our kitchen. So let me introduce one of our first international teams, Delsa.
My name is Trish. So let's start. Yes. No. Yes. That's it. So, okay, once more. What you have seen, this is live. So you see Smart Kitchen is live, and what we offer is a kitchen system complete with movable elements and a lot of add-ons for the kitchen. So Tilsa is the only kitchen brand who offers a complete range of a real kitchen combined with smart home. What we have is made in Germany, and I think for us very important, we have a lot of patents done in the last 2 years, especially to protect our partners and investors in related to the market and what we have developed in the last 3 years. I think that the trend is our friend is definitely correct, because what we saw is in the moment the kitchen industry is increasing, smart home is increasing, we combine both models, and I think what is very important, also other trends, like we get always more elder people, and these elder people want to stay at home. And in the home, what we have heard today, the kitchen is very important. As long as you can cook, you stay at home. And for this, you need a kitchen that has moving elements, that is able to fulfill what you want. Okay?
Okay, coming to the technical part, as Christian said, we started with the flexibility in the kitchen, so having moving elements, but then we were thinking about, how to bring smart home into the kitchen and what are the use cases there. And that's the reason why we have an embedded hardware system in each kitchen, so every Tilsa kitchen has the system integrated, and this platform is able to connect to the appliances and all the other smart devices we have in the future. So that's the idea behind it, but also, data I think is an important thing. So talking about reward systems or bonus systems is a topic which we are focusing on it.
So Tilsa is the heart of each house, the kitchen, and what we have heard is also the brain. I've learned today is also the brain of a house. And what we have done is we start with kitchen and easy buy, easy selling products. This was very important for us, so not so complicated, because we must service all these things. So it was the most important point. People must understand what we do. They must be interested to buy the things, and not only to say, oh yes, nice things, but not interested to buy. So this was most important for us. So we have smart and easy things in the market in the beginning. Monitoring, controlling, and for food management.
Okay, talking again about the platform, we have a lot of interfaces which we are already developed and are still working on it. So we have interfaces to smart living systems, we have interfaces to smart home systems and multimedia and etc. But we have also focused on user interfaces. So not having 10 applications for 10 different appliances, every Tilsa customer can use one control center to control everything what is connected to the kitchen. That's the idea behind it. And this model will still be extended with additional appliances, features, etc. To show you that we also have applications to control that, it's not even only for smartphone or iPad, we have also a control system completely integrated into the kitchen. So you don't have to use your smartphone or iPad, you can also have an integrated system there. So it's the control center for your kitchen and the rest of your smart house, because we can also do additional things there. Okay, and of course we have the possibility to use scenarios. Okay, just some things about the team. Also, we are 16 people with all the competences we need to bring the product to the market here. Thank you.
What's the go-to-market strategy, especially in terms of, is this best to go straight to consumers? I think about like commercial kitchens where you need a lot of flexibility in changing. Have you engaged those at all yet?
So in the moment we focus definitely on the end customer. This is a definitely huge market. Alone in Germany, we have a replacement in the next 2 years of nearly 10 million kitchens. And in our area, this is about 30%. So this is definitely a huge market, and it's enough to focus on this area with our complete kitchen concept.
Is your strategy to go through like high-end kind of stores, or is this like something you buy at Home Depot? I mean, like, where do you get these?
Yeah, I think the starting point, the price points is starting up with, I want to say $8,000 is the starting point of this kitchen. So this is a mid-size area kitchen up to high end. And we sell this via retailers in the normal area, so not the big areas where you can buy hundreds of cheap kitchen, not at IKEA. So really, it's special retailers. We train them, we learn them also, and we offer them the packages from software. So it's very easy. What we saw here, we are now since 16 months on the market, and we have nearly 80 partners still in 7 countries. So it's really an increased business, because for the first time the retailers have something to tell. It's not only they give rebates or have something, I don't know, stories of the 80s white color or whatever. It's really a true story they can tell, because this is the kitchen that people have interest and they won't buy.
Where do you send the data that you mine? Do you share it with your partners?
Currently, we don't collect data. That's a thing we were thinking in for the future, but that's something we still will develop in the future. But currently, all the data are locally at the kitchen, so even we don't know what a user is doing in the kitchen.
You mentioned a robust IP portfolio. What I saw was sort of movement, sensor integration, and things like that. Are you protecting the IP by field of use, or why is that IP defendable?
You mean the patents?
Yes.
So what I said, we have 70 patents, and a lot of the patents are relating to the fitting, relating to the security. So in the moment, we must take care that we not protect the market too strong. So in the moment, we discuss with some other companies about licenses, about these patents, to open the market again. The patents are in the moment indeed too strong.
Sales, everybody. Thank you. So before I bring on the next company, I just found that the odds the rewards got upped on this competition. I did not know that we had a beautiful trophy. So I want to invite Michael Wolf up to show this beautiful trophy so everybody can see what everybody's competing for here. This is, I mean, this is an honor to be the first winner of the Smart Kitchen Summit cook-off there.
Well, you're increasing the chances of me dropping this thing. So yeah. So yeah.
So the winner will get this trophy as well as the time with some of our venerable judges here. So moving on to the next company we have. I don't know about you guys, but my pantry is stocked with a ton of stuff that I barely use. So the next company that I'm going to introduce you to is Chef's Lab. Chef's Lab helps you get insights into what you have there and how to use it. And I think we all could use our pantry better. So Chef's Lab.
Hi, I'm Priya Komarlingam. I'm the founder of Chef Labs. At Chef Labs, our mission is to help you be happy and healthy. We do this by building simple and practical solutions for the modern kitchen, combining it with intelligent technology and intuitive design. So, did you know that an average American household actually throws down $1,500 of food down the trash every year? Across the United States, this comes to about $43 billion. And this is just consumer homes. All of us are part of it. So if you take a deeper look at the problem, it's mainly because we now have working families. Both members of the family are outside, and we don't have as much time. Time is of very essential factor. We don't understand what we have in the pantry, how much we have, and by when we should use it. We end up going to the grocery store, not making a complete list of what we want and all of that, right? So, imagine a simple mat like this that would be a part of your pantry shelves as well as your kitchen countertop, and that would help you stay informed of what you have and how much you have. So the mat features sensors. It's got a cloud-connected Wi-Fi processor. It has built-in NFC capability as well. So with the data that we collect from the mat, we'd be able to provide you with analytics and usage patterns and many other value-added applications. So the model that we're going to use is a hardware-enabled service model. And if you look at it, the data can be very, very useful, right? There's tremendous amount of impact in this data. We can create our shopping list based on a needs basis rather than on a subscription or anything like that. We'd be able to partner with Instacart and some of these other grocery delivery services. We'll be able to provide you with wellness tips as to what all are you consuming, what would be good for you, and based on your own settings, right? And of course, a recipe builder, which will help you to make dinner with what you have at home. So we're planning to get to our consumers using direct sales, as well as working with partners like Trader Joe's or Safeway as part of their loyalty program. It's not just like a rewards card, but more than a rewards card, right? Also with Amazon and stuff like that. So we could also have ads as part of the application that we have. The opportunity it's a very, very nascent market. It's estimated to be about $10 billion. Our current focus is on the US market. We are looking at families that can spend about $3,700 per year, and that comes to about 10% of the US market. It's about 11.5 million households. We also want to convert some of the subscribers from freemium subscribers to paid subscribers. So there are a lot of upcoming companies in this space. We are right smack in the middle of food commerce, reducing food waste, and on the pantry side, right? So the team, I'm Priya, and I've been working with Qualcomm and Microsoft for over 12, 13 years now. And I quit my job to focus on this vision that I have. Kamal, and he's been with Microsoft and EMC, and he has a lot of cloud-connected experience. We have about 20 years of combined experience of consumer electronics, embedded systems, sensor platforms, and cloud connectivity. What are we looking for? Right now, we are looking at getting guidance with mechanical engineering as well as manufacturing, acquiring channels and partners, as well as angel funding. Thank you.
What does the product do, and how does it do it?
So the product is a smart mat. It's a smart sensing mat. You will be able to place canisters on top of it which has NFC labels. And the mat is capable of NFC, and it has some sensors to be able to figure out how much you have. So it'll be able to provide this information, connect and upload this data to the cloud. And with this data, we'll be able to provide you with value-added services.
Thanks. So I understand how that would work in a pantry where you transfer things to a container and you're working with dry goods and stuff. At the beginning, you were talking about food waste. I might be wrong, but I would think that most food waste comes from fresh food. How would this work for something like the half cucumber that rots in my fridge?
Sure, yeah. So there was a study supported by USDA and Waste Management, and it said that about like 15% of your food is also your bread, your fruits, your vegetables, and the different grains and all of that. So we're targeting that market. We are looking at the smart pantry right now. We would like to definitely look at the fridge, and that'll be our next product.
And my second question is, how much extra work does this require a user to do?
Actually, you just have to set up, when you get your canisters, you have to just place NFC labels on top of it and just put this around. That's about it. And of course, you need to connect to your Wi-Fi cloud, your Wi-Fi local network. Thank you.
Okay, there's Chef's Lab, everybody. So now I want to bring up another one of our international teams. They hail out of Boston, but a lot of their team is in India. And the team is Caspo. And we often forget sitting here in the US that the world doesn't cook exactly the same way that we do. So Caspo is taking an innovative approach to solving the cooking issue in Indian kitchens. So let me hand it over to Caspo.
Hi, I'm Nitin Mohan. I'm one of the co-founders of Caspo LLC. So Caspo is the world's first learning startup that leverages hydrogen technology and aims to deliver an IoT platform for the developing world. Okay, so this photo with all the smoke coming out there. Yeah, this is a real life photo we took at our home, at walking distance from our office in India. To put this in perspective, our office is in Cochin, the most developed city in Kerala, a state, which at least a couple of years ago had a human development index more than USA on average. Okay, and this is not a one-off case. About 70% of India depend on solid fuel for cooking. WHO estimates that indoor pollution caused by cooking using solid fuels results in a loss of about life years equivalent to 875,000 average lives every year in India. So, and short-term solutions like cooking gas or LPG are both short-term and their distribution is both uneven and low. So this is what I call a Vicodin need, a need that needs to be addressed right now, the need for an alternate cooking fuel. Next. And this is our solution. A high-efficiency hydrogen water electrolyzer that splits water into hydrogen and oxygen, gases that can be used for cooking. Now, this has been tried and tested out before. In the German power-to-gas program, they have peaks of solar and wind energy that they're using to generate hydrogen, which are fed into cooking gas pipelines. What we have done in Caspo is that we have made it miniaturized, affordable, and cheap to manufacture so that you can fit it inside cooktops for cooking. So, and for areas with no electricity or LPG supply, we have developed Caspo Green. So this is an end-to-end green solution where solar DC power is used to generate hydrogen, which is stored in low-pressure tanks, which is later used for cooking. For urban areas, we have developed Caspo Smart. Essentially, you have on-demand gas generation if you have water pipeline and electricity connection. As and when you want it, you can generate the gas, just turn it on. Yes. Essentially, it removes the fear of, the stress of availability of gas for the homemaker. I think that's a problem here too. Next. As we said, everybody in this conference would agree we need a smarter kitchen. We need devices in the kitchen to interconnect and work as a single unit, giving you insights like never before. And as we see it, there are 2 steps to attaining this. First, you need a smart device that addresses immediate needs, and along with other perks as well. So now if you look at the energy spent on cooking, it's the biggest chunk of energy spent in developing world. And again, if you look at it, everybody has a different taste preference, a different health constraint, and there is no perfect cooking as such. So what we have done is Caspo learns from your cooking habits and helps you address these issues. This all eventually translates into money saved in one form or the other, whether it be the present energy bills or future hospital bills, whichever way you put it. There are other features which are immediately connectable to the people, including LPG leakage sensor. So if there is a leakage, we notify the user and cut off all electrical systems. You can remotely control it. Several other features. One thing that One thing that I like to point out is we've developed this thing called shadow cooking, whereby when you're teaching somebody to cook remotely, you can control their cooktop using you connect on the Caspo app, and then whatever you do on your cooktop gets replicated on the other cooktop. It's as close to you teaching someone cooking in person. Next. So the second step, as I talked about, is for this device to act as a smart hub so that other devices don't have to be as smart. Now, there are, as with everything, developing world has its own problems. There is no internet for an Internet of Things network in kitchen.
Thank you. We're going to have to cut you off. You hit reach your limit, but thank you. That's for everybody. We'll turn it over for a quick question from the judges.
Yeah. So, who's the market for this, and are people in the developing world looking for smart kitchens, right?
Okay. So the thing is, when you look at a developing market, you go to them and say, you need a smart kitchen. Nobody is going to listen to you. They said we have bigger problems, to address. So this is essentially what we believe, that there is a need for smart kitchen which they don't realize themselves. But we are addressing it with 2 important things. One is with the hardware, there is a need. The hydrogen, there is a need. Secondly, there is a need for immediate smart things that need to be addressed, like the LPG leak sensor, which cuts off your systems, maybe overcooking prevention using the temperature and weight sensor, stuff like that. So we help address immediate smart needs whereby they get used to the IoT system. And also the hydrogen technology helps penetrate the cooktop in the market. And along with it, since we have a plug-and-play IoT platform, the other devices can also connect in and make it a connected kitchen.
And how much is the device going to cost? And
So we are pricing on par with the existing cooktops in India, and this is what I'm talking about. So a premium cooktop in India would cost you 12,000 rupees, and we are pricing around the same range, slightly above because we don't want to be priced below, given that we are giving extra features. Also, we are launching. We understand that the need for a smarter kitchen is much bigger than just the developing world. So we are launching a non-hydrogen version on Kickstarter.
So similar along those lines, I'm curious how you guys message the product and the technology out in the field. Like, this reminds me, I came from automotive, and there was a real problem with fuel cell cars where everyone, one person wrote an article, you're driving on a hydrogen bomb, you can do all the safety tests and it doesn't matter. Have you guys seen any concerns about...
Could you repeat it? I didn't get it.
How do you message the technology? It's such a radically new technology. How do you even describe it to people, and have you had anybody concerned about the hydrogen?
You're talking about the safety of hydrogen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a common misconception, and I get it a lot. Hydrogen is actually very safe. It's safer than your normal cooking gas. It's only thing it becomes unsafe is if you make it a bomb and make it a nuclear fusion bomb. Then it's unsafe. Otherwise, hydrogen is quite safe as any other cooking gas. To put this in perspective, the gas you use before natural gas, the town gas, the one that is made from coal, is around 70 to 80% hydrogen. So using hydrogen for cooking was there before. Only thing is you need changes in the burner system.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cool.
Nice Casper, anybody. Thank you. Even had a prototype up here on stage if you saw it sitting on the chair. It's amazing. I know we got 2 more companies, then alcohol. So everybody, almost there. Next company is Toxin. So we all get these receipts at the end of our shopping trip that has all this information about what we bought. Well, Toxin's really taking the approach to unlock all the information that's there to help us use the product that we actually buy. So we welcome up Toxin.
Hello, everybody. I'm Matt, and this is Ray, and we're the team from Toscan. We're creating a smart solution to help reduce food waste and save consumers money. Food waste has been growing exponentially over the years. Since 1990, food waste has gone up 50%, while at the same time, over 15% of American families are food insecure. From an environmental perspective, the food waste also has negative consequences. Decomposing food at landfills releases methane, and methane is said to be 20 times more lethal of a greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. From a financial perspective, there's also the negative consequences. American consumers waste over $1,400 a year, which a few people already mentioned, by throwing away food. This is a high number. I personally would like to have an additional $1,400 in my pocket at the end of the year. We all have the power to create change. We just need to stop wasting food, shop better. But why can't we? Generally, people are just lazy, too consumed in their lives. When I go grocery shopping, I don't put together a shopping list. I get home, I throw the food in the fridge. I want to sit down on the couch and relax. I don't want to go line item by line item, putting this data into an app. And most apps out on the market right now, you either need to scan each item in by barcode, you either need to speak it in or type it in, and people don't have that time, and that's where we come in. I'm going to have Ray talk a little bit about the solution, and she's our Chief Technology Officer.
Hello, hi. So our app is a solution to reduce food waste by leveraging modern techniques such as like data processing and data mining. Like we are still in the development phase right now, and then here is the basic workflow. The user just need to scan the receipt using our app, and then the backend system will process and analyze the data. In the end, like some items on the receipt, when it is near expiration, the app will pop up the reminder to suggest the user either to consume it or donate it out. So our solution differentiates in the 2 following points. One is a shopper-friendly user experience. All the user have to do is to open the app, point at the receipt, and click, and then done. All the hard work will be taken care of by the backend system, and then completely transparent to the users. So I think it's a simple solution to the user. On the other hand, the second point is the powerful data processing in the backend. It's complicated system in the backend. Our solution is a combination of technology such as OCR, intelligent text processing, and data mining. Intelligent engine inside our system will enable us to easily extend to the features such as smart shop list or suggest on the receipt, based on what's left on the refrigerator. So we are also interested in developing some features like social features, such as sharing the food with neighborhoods, or donating the food to the suggest user to donate the food to the food bank. We actually discussed our plan with some government agents. They are interested in our plan, which is a big plus for us. So in terms of our teams, we are a team of 5 people. And then we have a strong engineering team with team members from big IT companies such as Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. And then myself, I'm a full stack engineer with 10 plus years experience on parallel computing and data processing. And Matt?
My background is a little bit different. I've worked in investments and alternative investments in both the operations and investment side of the business. Our COO and CFO has a broad range of experience also. He's worked at companies such as Sony and Laureate Education, which is a $6 billion pre-IPO invested in by KKR, and he's worked on engineering, business, financial roles. Overall, just to sum things up, our solution is easy, it's simple to use, it could help the environment, it could help consumers save money, and it could get food into the hands of those that need it. Thank you.
So how does your solution, after you scan in the, your grocery receipt, how does it actually, other than potentially expiration date, help with the problem you identified, which is food waste?
So it helps with food waste because a lot of the food waste is at the consumer end. They're just letting food go bad in their fridge. Me personally, I've gone back to my refrigerator numerous times and I've had moldy food in there, and you just forget something's packed in there because the consumer's going to go shopping, they're going to have $100 worth of food, they're going to throw it in their fridge, maybe their husband or wife is also going shopping, you don't really know what's in there. So if they had an expiration calendar of, hey, this food is expiring, and just as a friendly reminder, it definitely helps solve the problem on that front.
You guys mentioned partnerships with food banks and other organizations. Is that something you're actively working for, or is that just something that's nice and you're thinking about?
It's something that we're going to implement. We've spoken to a few agencies. Our app is still in development. We're going to be doing our alpha testing early next year. So yeah, we've already spoken to local agencies here. We're speaking to a national agency. These agencies have waste awareness programs where they're more than happy to work with us if our app is better than the other solutions. A few of them have talked about sponsoring us or licensing us, but for us, it's just helping out.
And so how are y'all going to make money?
So there's a few ways we can make money. We were going to do a pay-by-month model. Our thoughts are we could help save a consumer. They may not save the full $1,400, but if we could help save them $300-400 a year, if we could put them in touch with the donation agencies who could come by, pick up the food, we could itemize tax deductions. So we should be able to save them more money than what we would be charging them. So hopefully it would be a benefit for the users.
Thank you. And we're up to our last company. So our last company, well, let me just tell you a story. The toaster oven in my house is my most favorite appliance. I swear, we use it at least 3 or 4 times a week. But inevitably, I end up burning something. So I'm really hoping that Crambo Wireless can help me solve that problem. And I just want to say, this is, again, another one of our international startups. They're going to be taking their questions through a translator. So this is a first of its kind as well. So please bear with us for that, and Crambo Wireless.
Okay, first of all, I would like to apologize for my English. I don't speak your language very well, but I'm going to try to do my best and I hope you can understand me. Okay, that's me. And that's my family. Okay, I have 5 children, all of them boys. And that's the problem we have every morning. Every one of them likes a different kind of bread, and I spend something like a chaos, okay, to try to do all the best. Okay, the toasting time varies greatly depending on the bread, and there is no guarantee the bread toast perfectly. These are real examples. And you can see above each image the time it has taken to brew them. And I cannot find any appliance in the market that solves this problem. And I bought something like 10 toasters in the last 4 years. And with we have the same problem with the pizza cooking. Okay, and this is the result a lot of times. And the only solution now is looking and paying attention to the process. This is the only method that works. And you can buy the cheapest one or the most expensive, but the problem is the same. Okay, this is, I think, the only invention that someone manufactured in the last 100 years, no? But also requires our attention. Okay, and I think that is the reason we have came from there to other products more comfortable, because it is easiest to use every day, every morning. And we propose a different way to do it. Technology is helping us again. Okay, we have a patent about the method by which the degree of browning is detected, taking consecutive images of the toast, darkening through a camera until it reaches its optimal level of toasting. Okay, this is computer vision, and it works. Okay, this is a prototype using a Raspberry Pi, and this is an example. For example, is the same bread, but one comes from one was frozen and the other fresh. Okay, and you can see how the system stops in the right one. Okay. In one case, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and in the other, only 2 minutes after start. Okay, the idea is making the hardware and develop the software for appliance manufacturers, so it can be integrated into their ovens or toasters easily. But the problem is this adds about $260 US to the product price. The question is if it is possible to sell toasters by this price. Okay, I am using the toasters only as an example because I think it's the most difficult one. But okay, there is a 45 million market every year, speaking only about toasters, and we think we can reach 1.6% of the global market share in 5 years. And here I'm going to speak about why I think this will succeed. Okay, we are going to go fast because if not, okay, there are people disposed to pay high overprice for a small difference now. You have a key to the examples, 13 euros and 300 euros, and works in the same way. Okay, no comments on this. There is already a market for premium home appliance. Okay, this is one of the cases the technology make our life easier. Okay, because this toaster only needs one button, start, and stops alone. Okay. I have 20 more.
Okay. Well, okay. I understand the problem at the beginning, but when I have a toaster, it maybe takes me 3 or 4 tries before I realize that my toast comes out perfect on setting 5.5, 5 dark, or how do you, I guess I'm trying to figure out what the added functionality is to this and the added convenience when a toaster, once you calibrate it yourself, gets pretty simple to use.
So you cannot calibrate your toaster to different freshness of the bread. If it's frozen or if it's fresh, it will take you differently. So you have to have a table reflecting the time depending on the type or the quality of the freshness of the bread.
Kind of along those lines, I'm curious where the product goes next. Like you talked a lot about bread. You know, I can see this being different breads. Are you looking at, you know, eventually doing different foods, ovens, things like that? Is there a reason? Yeah, cookies. You know, do you start? You know, where's the product brand line go from here?
Después del pan, ¿qué otros productos siguen? Galletas, ¿qué otras cosas ves en el horizonte?
Cualquier cosa que cambie de tono cuando se cocina.
Okay. Anything that while you are cooking it will change its color?
The value here seems to be more in the algorithms as opposed to the actual toaster. How is this really defensible?
El valor lo ven más en el algoritmo que en el aparato. ¿Cómo defiendes ese valor?
Claro, es que el aparato lo he dicho como un ejemplo de aplicación. Pero la defensa es que está patentado.
Okay. The toaster, he built it to prove his concept. And his defense is that he has the patents on it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for Crambo Wireless. Thank you, everybody. So we're finishing up the session here. The judges are going to tally their scores, and then while you guys are having a little bit of nice alcohol back there, we'll be announcing the winner. Before that, though, I want to bring Michael Wolf up one last time to give a closing set of remarks.
Big round of applause for Brian. Thank you, judges. We'll be thanking you again one more time. Make your decisions. Hey, we're at the time to drink, so I don't want to spend a lot of time up here while you guys. I've heard that people are getting restless around the bar over there. I do want to remind you that back there, they're serving beer for Pico Brew, as well as the Perfect Drink Company is mixing drinks. So if you're at the lines along there, head back over in the corner, spend some time around the vendors. I just want to thank a few people before we drink, though. Thank you for coming. This is the first Smart Kitchen Summit. There's a lot of hard work put into this. I appreciate the money you spent to get here and the time you spent, so thank you very much for that. Thank you to the vendors. Thank you for Innova, who took a chance, wanted to make a splash and be the headline sponsor. Thank you for all the other sponsors. I mean, without them, without sponsors, this thing couldn't have happened, quite honestly. We wouldn't have this nice venue. They really helped make this happen. Thank you for, I want to thank some early sponsors. I mean, I said to myself, I'll throw a conference if I could get 4 sponsors in. Eric from Jardin, Blair from Control 4, Leah from Belk and Wemo, and Mike Harris and Kevin from Zonoff. Thank you, guys. So, thank you to all the speakers and all you guys that came up here and spent your time. Appreciate that. Lastly, thank you to my team. Thank you for hope you guys have had time to meet Tiffany McQuirg. Thank you, Tiffany. And I want to thank Ashley Dano from Castor. Real quickly, if you guys are a hardware company or you're a big company or a small company, if you want to throw an event or you need a PR company, Castor are good people. So I just want to give a plug to them. And then I'm done. Let's go have some drinks, everyone. Thank you.